Hello, my name is Joe Skierman, and my team and I have been up to some really cool development I just wanted to share with you guys. So we're going to take a look around the room and see some of the devices and solutions we've been building for Skype for Business and its predecessor, Link. So as you can see here, the first thing I'm going to show you is it's basically a telehealth type solution. So a patient basically going to a kiosk at a local pharmacy that's convenient for them, or even doing this in the comfort of their own home. There's a couple different ways to do this. Connecting to a physician, they could be a world away. They could be working in their office, and I'll show you some integrated devices with some of the medical equipment that we've got, as well as what you can do just from the browser alone. So let's start here with basically our setup. I'm going to explain this one, as far as the setup here. I'm showing on a Perceptive Pixel device or PPI device a display screen that's touch enabled that can run at any type of pharmacy or kiosk that you want to enable a telehealth pod within. So the first thing that we've done here is we've enabled an interface here for the patient. It's all browser based. It basically integrates with a solution called Health Vault from Microsoft. Basically allows you to store all of your health data, such as your wearable device data from a Fitbit device like I'm wearing here, or a Fitbit scale that we have down here that does Wi-Fi enabled weight updates as well. Or any type of device that you're working with to maintain or manage all of your personal data. Health Vault can store all that data for you. Now, a lot of hospitals and doctors' offices use their own medical information systems, and so what the good news about Health Vault is that when patients track all their data in Health Vault and it's personal to them, they can then share this data with the hospital or the physician's office and share that data real time. And we've been able to service in here when you log into our app. For telehealth, you can actually share your Health Vault data directly to the physician in the telehealth appointment. That's a pretty cool thing. So as you can see here on the dashboard, a patient can sign in, and they can see their upcoming appointments, basically join a lobby, which we'll do here in a few seconds, and visit with a physician remotely. And while they're waiting, they can view the latest and greatest articles, and they can see other data as well. They can see their info coming directly from Health Vault as well, their family info, additional requests or updates that are coming from Health Vault, so you can actually give your physician access to your Health Vault records directly from the app as well. We can see different devices that we can integrate with the pod itself. As you notice here on the top of the kiosk here, and this can be integrated however you want to build this, but we've been able to connect to integrate directly with the app as well for body scanning and other types of tests. You can see here other devices, like I mentioned before, Fitbit devices, blood pressure monitors, weight scales, etc. can all be integrated as well. And then you can always see what your scan history was. And the scan history comes directly from Health Vault as well, so it's synchronizing at the same time, so you're getting the latest and greatest data on your scanning. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to join an appointment. Before I actually join the appointment that I need to join, I'm going to go over here and show you what we have set up here for physicians as well. So as you can see here, this is a medical pod that you would typically find in any doctor's office or ER setup, or even at a physician's office at a hospital, or even at the hospital itself. This is an ergotron model. It's pretty cool. It adjusts in height. You can also unlock or lock the wheels and move the device around, and then lock them again. You can store valuables down in the drawer. It's all locked, using your own key. You can put a keyboard here if you choose to. And there's a huge storage space here. And actually in this storage space, if you come up a little closer, you can see that I have a Surface Pro 3 basically integrated into enabled into the storage space here. You can create some better configurations here. I just threw everything in the drawer for demo purposes. As you notice here, I've got a USB hub for the monitors that are touch enabled to connect to the Surface, which I'm sharing on both touch enabled screens here, and then a display, mini display port hub that connects via display port to the screens as well. But the Surface Pro itself can obviously be out in the open, and you can use it and interact with the screens, or you can just use the Surface Pro itself, or you can just use the touch interface for the screens. So inside, or in this example, I basically have a touch enabled interface on a cart that you would typically see in a doctor's office. I've got the physician logged into the physician dashboard for physicians to be able to manage their patients remotely. And then I've got different apps that are open like specific reports. This is a capsular endoscopy report that we're going to share during the session as well, as you'll see. And from here, this is basically our basis for communicating. So if the patient has an app at the kiosk or at home, the physician has an app, directly on his or her Surface Pro 3s or a browser-based device, could be an iPad, whatever, or a cart-enabled configuration like this. So what we're going to do here is I'm signed in as a physician. His name is Anders Madsen. He's waiting for me to actually join my session. I'm signed in over here at the kiosk. Again, this could be somewhere close by at a nearby pharmacy or even a local place where the pod could be, or I could just do this from home. It's completely up to me. But the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and join that appointment. So I'll just go ahead and click on the appointment. You'll see that I'm currently in the doctor's lobby. So the same scenario or process that you would do at a doctor's office. Instead of having to sit at the doctor's office with a lot of sick people in the lobby, you don't have to do that anymore. While you're waiting, just like you would be at the doctor's office, you can browse the internet or browse some targeted ads that the physician's office is targeting at you, or you're allowed to read different articles that are tailored for you. And if you look over here, the physician's going to receive an update in their environment, whether it's on the device or on a configuration like this. Again, this is just a browser, so it can run on anything. You'll see that I've joined the patient lobby. So I can have multiple patients join the lobby, and I can see specific data about those patients while I'm waiting to admit people to the lobby. But I'm going to go ahead and click on that individual, who's me, to join the actual telehealth session. So what's happening now is I'm going to get a request on the site basically saying, are you ready for a call from the physician? I can click OK, and I can basically start a call. So now what's happening, and this is all powered by Skype for Business and Link. So all of this works in terms of a secure communication transport mode directly from and powered by the Skype for Business and Link environment. So it runs on either platform. And again, it's all browser-based, so you can run this in any machine as long as you have the appropriate codec to run the video itself. So now we're in a live HD browser-based telehealth session between the patient, wherever they want to be, at home or at a kiosk, and the physician over here can see the patient as well on their kiosk. Now, again, you have to have the appropriate equipment to do some of this stuff, like make sure you have a webcam, make sure you have a Link or Skype account as a physician. But the patients themselves can just join via the browser itself. They don't have to have a Link account. They don't have to have a Skype for Business account. They can just have a Skype account or a Microsoft account and start communicating right away. Now, above and beyond the actual audio-video session, so here I can expand this into a full screen HD audio video. Just go ahead and do that. And it'll basically take a minute to register the HD video for a second. Oops, there we go. Okay, and go back to the main screen. So I can go to full screen video mode, or I can keep it in the dock mode if I choose to. And then from here, I can start doing some things as a physician or patient during the session. So outside of seeing and hearing each other, which is step one, and to do so securely, the next step that we have is basically doing stuff from the physician's standpoint directly with the patient. You're going through certain scenarios. So you can see here as a physician, I can see the previous scans that I've had with the patient. So we've done x-rays, we've done some Connect tests, we've done some weight tests. I can start a new scan directly. So I can go ahead and start a new scan, and I can choose the type of scan that I want. And this depends on the devices that are set up for the patient at their locale. So if they don't have a specific device that's ready, then it's not going to show up here. So basically, let's start with a blood pressure monitor test. So I can click on the blood pressure monitor test. You can see that it says the scan started. It's waiting for the patient to send feedback. So if you look over here on the patient's view, the patient can then see instructions as to how to go through the blood pressure monitor test. So this is one example of a blood pressure monitor. You can use any device that's connected to the HealthVault device portfolio. Those are hundreds, if not 1,000 plus devices. This one tells me to strap it on my wrist and then basically go through the process of taking my blood pressure, which I won't bore you with, and plus it'll be high since I'm talking nonstop, barely breathing, and going through this demo. It'll tell you what to do to get the data there, and basically it imports directly into the machine, and you can send the results directly to the physician from here. At this time, it's going to update HealthVault live as well. So this scan that's happening in real time is going to go to HealthVault and to the physician. So I'm going to go ahead and send these results over, and I can see the scan as well here locally, but you can also see on the physician's view now the physician is seeing other data here that is being shared by the patient in this instance. Now, let's say the patient went through a specific test or procedure, like a endoscopy or colonoscopy, or in this case, a video capillary endoscopy. From this standpoint, I can share that report live as well, again, through the browser. So here the patient or the physician can click on the sharing button and they can share one of these apps. Actually, I'll just share the whole monitor. We'll do monitor 2. And so now what it's doing is it's going to share this screen with the patient, and the patient is going to receive an alert saying they want to share or receive the document. So now the patient can see the application that the physician is sharing. In this case, it's a capillary endoscopy report. So this is a highly secure document that typically isn't emailed, and we can get real-time findings, obviously, from the physician to the patient, instead of having to drive, whatever the distance is to the physician to go and find out this information. So again, the beauty of a telehealth appointment is that you can share data, you can see and hear each other, and you can do so now leveraging Skype for Business and Link securely. So that's what we've been able to enable here. Okay, so now we're going to activate the Connect camera. So what we have to do is go back to the physician view here, and the new scan that the physician is going to do now is the Connect scan. So we'll click on the Connect scan. We'll choose one of the tests here. I'll do the arm rotate test. We've developed 3 for this. So click on the arm rotate test. You can see now that the scan has started. We're waiting for the patient's results. And if you can see over here on the screen now, the Connect device that's on top of the pod has now, or on top of the monitor, has now activated, and now it's activated into the application during the telehealth appointment. So again, we're still seeing and hearing the physician over here using Link and Skype over here, but over here on the left-hand side, we've activated the Connect camera. So the physician basically can program certain exercises they want the patient to go through, and they can actually go through them. So here, I can put my hands on my shoulders like it's telling me to do, and you can see that I have a certain set of progress based on the exercise that it's asked me to perform. As I'm going through the exercise, it's increasing that progress as well. And basically, the physician can see me doing this test at the same time. So we feel it's a very cool solution, and we've integrated all based on the Link and Skype for Business platform. So that's one app that we've developed that's pretty cool. Okay, so another cool app that we've created that can even provide an even simpler interface for a patient or really anybody from a live chat perspective is our live chat tool. So this Link and Skype for Business enabled chat tool allows you to click the chat over a web browser, again, securely and really within any website, any web server. And you can basically click the chat and start a conversation. So here I could just, instead of having a full telehealth appointment, I could fill out some data and start a chat session directly from the site. A better example of this would be more around retail. So I'm going to take an experience that's pretty common to everybody here. So I've just got my iPad here, and I've connected to one of the sites that we have. So this is the retail site that we developed. So again, same concept. I can log in, I can browse certain specific merchandise, and if I want to chat with a customer service rep about that specific device or set of merchandise, I can basically click to chat. So the ability to chat here is really driven from Skype for Business client or Link client presence. So I've got a Surface Pro 3 over here now that is set up as an actual agent to respond to these requests over the web. So if you want to come on over here and take a look at the agent software, again, it can either be the Skype for Business client or it can just be the actual Link client itself. So I'm going to show an example of the Link client, but all I have to do to be an agent is to have a client and sign in. If you notice here, this agent is available, and so chat is available on this page, on this specific page. So if I change the availability of the agent to away or do not disturb, then it directly affects the availability for chat. So that's how directly integrated this chat solution is. And what's cool about this is a lot of vendors, a lot of people that sell merchandise on the internet use internet darling applications like LivePerson and others. And they're spending anywhere from, I don't know, the $50 a month to $200 a month for agent software. So if you take an organization that already has Link or already has Skype for Business, we can remove that cost altogether. So we can create the same chat experience, if not better, actually better for the agent, in a Link-enabled infrastructure or Skype for Business-enabled infrastructure. So here I can go ahead and sign in as the agent again, change my availability to available, and you'll see that I can now chat on the iPad as a consumer. So let's say I see a mobile phone that I like, and I can do this from any device. It could be an iPhone or iPad or Android or Windows Phone device. So if I click to chat, basically I can start a chat session with the agent. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click to chat. Say, hey, want a new case for my phone. Can hit return, and basically now I'm in a chat session. So what's going to happen next is the agent or customer service rep that's signed up to set up and receive chats, they're going to get a chat request from the service like they would from a Skype for Business alert or a link alert from a normal conversation. So basically from here, I'll receive a chat request and link, as you can see. And again, this works for Skype for Business as well. So I accept that request. And then now I've got a live session that I've set up with that individual user. So the agent software, again, is just a Skype for Business client or the link client itself. As you can see here, it's now extended out. So I have all this information about the shopper that I need. So the session details, what page they started the chat from, and I can start a chat session immediately. So I can say, hello, and, start some sort of banter, from here. And then basically just chat back and forth with that consumer on the website. What I can also do is use translations. If you want to come over here and take a look at the tools that we provide for the agent. So I'll expand this to full screen here. I can see all the session details about the consumer and all of the details that they filled in with the questionnaire. But we also have dynamic CRM integration, so we can pull up CRM data. I can use the conversation translator and chat back into that individual's native language if it's easier for them. So I can choose in the settings here, I'll choose Spanish as the outbound language. I can say, hello, how can I help you? And you can see here it's translated into Spanish here, and then I can send it over, and I can view things in English, but obviously the individual consumer here can view things in their natural language and they can respond back. So they can say, hola, ¿cómo estás? As an example, or hello, how are you? We'll send that over. And you'll see here in the translator that it translates it back for me. So it's coming back as, hi, how are you? In my native language of English, and they're speaking in Spanish. But I can go back to the chat extension. Again, I can use all these different tools. I can have a live video chat. I can view information in a CRM application. It could be a help desk ticketing application. But as you can see here, I'm never leaving the screen of the client. So I'm improving the productivity for that customer service rep. And no other chat tool in the marketplace can do that. So every other chat tool that's out there provides basic chat. And they have to sign into a separate client, interface with the consumer, start a chat session. You can do a bunch of analysis after the fact. What we can do live through this application powered by Skype for Business and for Link is enable a client that is fully integrated into the customer's line of business systems, and then also enable them to reach more intimately into the conversation with the actual consumer on the website. So a pretty cool little chat app. Okay, so let's put this away and take a look at just another application, and we'll end there because this video is getting really long. So basically, what we've enabled here is basically a service that is typically used for what we think it'll be used for is remote advisory. People are wearing wearable devices today, and they're going out and they're seeing information and they're seeing imagery or property, etc. And people want to see what they're seeing remotely and collaborate on that information. So this scenario really works in any industry. You could have a scenario like banking, where if I'm going to a bank branch in another location, like I'm on vacation or I'm traveling, I can basically connect with my virtual banker remotely, leveraging wearable devices like Google Glass or Space Glasses or other types of wearables that allow you to see and hear an individual remotely. So that's what we've done for this solution. I'm going to show you a scenario where basically you can have a person out in the field wearing a set of wearables, in this case Google Glass, and then we can share that live feed of what they're seeing and hearing directly into an integrated Skype for Business web browser-based application, and the users that are signed in can see that live feed, and they can collaborate together, leveraging our software over the browser on what they're seeing. They can take snapshots, they can pause live video, and basically integrate the Google Glass into the Skype for Business collaboration experience. So here I'm signed in as two different users. Basically on the left side, I've got myself, as you can see again. I'm signed in for Skype for Business here. I can set my presence like I could in the client. Everything I can do in the client, I can do on the browser as well. And then over here on the right side, I've got another user that I've signed in with as well. So I'll go ahead and make him online as well. So here you can see that we can start, sample, or just basic chat sessions within each other. So if I wanted, or with each other, so I can look for Francois here, the other user, and I can start chatting, with Francois. So I'll click on him and start a conversation. Hey, Frank. And basically over here you can see that I've received the message from the user. Again, this is all browser-based. Hi, Joe. And really the main focus of this application is for Joe and Francois to basically communicate together about what they're seeing from this person that is out somewhere in the world viewing data real time. So I've got a pair of Google glasses here. I don't know if you've seen these before. The Explorer Edition are definitely very geek focused, so this is not going to be the production release of these, but the technology is pretty cool. And there's other vendors that we've been working with as well, namely the space glass providers as well. Those are pretty cool, and there's some coming into the market as well. But basically, all you have to do here is put on the glasses. And what I'm seeing in the screen, I'll share this on the video as well, so you can see what I'm seeing. I've got a screen that says OK Glass. It's speech activated. So one of the apps that we created is called Communicate. So now I'm broadcasting directly from the glasses to you. So as you can see here, I've started to broadcast in these glasses, and here on the application, individuals that are signed in for the Skype for Business app can now see the actual listing of the glass feeds that are coming in. So I'll go ahead and click on mine. And I'll mute the audio so you don't hear it. So now basically these two users can view the live feed from the wearable user that's out in some remote part of the world, and they can collaborate with one another based on what they're seeing. They can also send instructions or collaborate with the glass wearer. So if you see here, I've got this message box that's different from the Skype for Business chat box here. It says send a message to current glasses. I don't know if you can see this on the video or not, if you want to come up here. And I can basically send a message saying, turn right, please. And this message is now coming from the Skype for Business app directly into the screen that I'm seeing on the Google Glass itself. So I'm seeing instructions from the individuals that are viewing this data real time, or this visual real time. So there's a lot of data and analysis that you can provide here to really make it useful within an organization. Again, you can use this in any industry. It's useful for any collaboration where you want to see remote field view of what someone's seeing. It can be used in retail as well for shopping. But anyway, this is just one of the sample apps that we've created to allow users to collaborate over the web, to see live feeds coming from wearable devices like Google Glass, and really connect all the experiences together. So that's all I've got today. I've shown a lot of stuff, a lot of devices. My office is always crowded with all this stuff. I actually cleaned it up for you guys a little bit. And that's basically it. So this is what's possible with the Skype for Business platform. We're really excited about the release coming out this year, and we're excited to present some of this stuff at Ignite and some of the other upcoming events. Thanks for watching.